Dire's middle tower is under attack.
And this is something that like kind of makes me a bit sad. They don't play any of these third-party tournaments. So like we've seen a lot of C teams. If you look through their game history on Dota, they're playing in like loads of random tournaments. These guys are just constantly playing in stuff. They're playing in stuff with the Division 2 teams. They're like all this stuff. T1, none of that. They play TI. They played their 2 DPC matches, and that's it. Like they are very under the radar. So we don't know how well they're adapting to the patch. OB Neon, they're playing these tournaments. We're seeing like their drafts in the last tournament. They're picking Brood off lane. They're like adapting. They're going with it. So like from what I see in front of me, it looks like they're picking up these new heroes in the meta, and they're like playing well with them. Also, like having Mamang dive, he's so comfortable on Kunkka, which is literally like right in the middle of the meta right now. I think is great. And T1, like when they played against TNC, they looked like
10
shaky.
seconds
I'll be real, like they're a solid team. They're really good, and I love. I back T1 like to the core. But they had some moments where they started like chain feeding a little bit. Like I know Carl like TP'd on his Mars to a bot lane and just fed instantly. Like this is mistakes that you don't want to be happening. It's mistakes that against a team that can take advantage of it, that's game ending. So
I guess there's always two sides of the coin, though. Maybe having too many games out there in the public eye helps your enemies sort of like draft better towards you and things like that. But speaking of the draft, I do believe we have jumped into a draft. Probably ready soon. But until we jump into that, it is almost ready. I want to play a little game with you guys. Sheep, if you were listening to my conversation while I was talking to you earlier, then maybe I was talking to you, so maybe you answered this last, and anyone in chat can play along as well. But what hero currently has a 100% pick ban rate?
T1's turn to ban.
You see them on the screen right now. Yeah, Monkey King, 100%. Every game played in Southeast Asia DPC right now. Monkey King has been picked or banned.
That's actually kind of crazy. I would have thought it would have been like I was guessing Monkey, but I wanted to say Weaver because I feel like Weaver has been everywhere.
Well, Weaver's close. He's 97% pick ban.
Okay,
so he's very close. He's second.
10 seconds
Weaver is
remaining.
ruining my life. This hero is so aggravating to play against, and every time like I'm like excited for a new wacky opening from a team, but oh no, it's Weaver.
It's funny because like you go back 3 or 4 years and 4-position Weaver was like this crazy innovation that VP actually did with Lil, and now it's just like plaguing games constantly. But,
I mean, you're clearly not the only one that thinks Weaver's annoying because OB Neon have banned them out there in the first phase, as well as Monkey King, so he's still at that 100%.
Yep. Interesting opener. Yeah, T1 just busting out a first pick OD. OD's stocks have just been rising and rising throughout. Start of the DPC, I remember week 1, you know, there was some like, is this hero a meme? Is it actually like legit good? And it's just proven time and time again that it's very strong. Cuckoo was playing it in pubs just recently. I think just a few hours ago, he was playing some pub games and he was playing OD. So I would expect it to go off lane, but there is always some flex potential. And particularly when they've second picked Kunkka, which is likely kind of going to be the matchup maybe they want for this against Queen of Pain in the mid lane.
Yeah, so I actually wanted to bring up T1 won the coin toss and they chose first pick as their priority. I think this is really important because currently the 4 pick in the draft, like this last pick of first phase, is important. It's something that Tundra and such have been abusing by getting like that Brood in.
10 seconds remaining.
And I think T1 have shown like a few things here. So first picking OD, there's been Pop has actually shown up quite a lot recently as the counter to OD. She has like a natural like strength against him in the game, and he also really struggles against her in the mid lane if that is the matchup. So this response from Neon is like kind of expected, and I would say good. But then T1 have the counters there. They can pick what they want on 8. They can protect it. They can take this Kunkka. So now Mamang Daya loses his Kunkka that he's really good at. Neon don't have this opportunity to Brood the OD. Like Kunkka is a hero that like takes away a counter that's good against Brood, I would say. So I think T1's opening here is far stronger than Neon's.
Yeah, the Kunkka protects the OD because all the heroes that are good against OD are generally going to be things like with summons or stuff that Kunkka can answer. This Quap, like suddenly your game gets so much harder when you're playing against the cats that just the Kunkka brings to the table.
5 seconds remaining.
Definitely like what T1 is bringing to the table here, and then we'll see how OB Neon make those adjustments. They go Skywrath Mage of all heroes.
Wow,
that is
new.
Yeah, I'm pretty shocked by that. I have to assume there's some kind of combo they're going for, like a Skywrath Void or a Skywrath Legion, because otherwise to me, like, it doesn't just strike me as like, oh yeah, amazing Skywrath game based on the first 2 picks that T1 have.
Yeah, because like personally for me, I don't really like Skywrath unless it's with something like LC and it's like a counter to something, but LC is countered by OD, so I wouldn't want to pick that here. I don't know what they're really thinking of.
T1's
the Lena pick,
turn to
interesting to me. I know Carl's really good. Okay, they're just gonna do it. Whatever, that's fine.
Rude.
They don't
What?
care.
Yeah, they don't care.
Conker,
Yeah.
it's fine. Is it fine? I don't actually know if it's fine.
I have a Brood spamming friend who insists that Brood is really good into, like, or is fine into Conker as long as the other
10
heroes are like,
seconds
you're good
remaining.
against them. This, I would say, constitutes as good against them. I think they don't
5
have a lot of...
seconds
I
remaining.
think they'll struggle to deal with Brood this game. It's going to be off lane. That's like the meta right now. I don't think anyone is playing it mid. Meanwhile, for T1, they have picked up Lena, which Carl plays a lot. Like he plays it so much. So I actually don't know if they're even putting... I think they're putting Conker in the carry position against the Brood off lane.
As soon as you see this Brood, you're thinking, we want to send Conker there. Like, that's... Usually in the past, it was like, there's a Brood pickup, and you're thinking, okay, how do we dodge this counter? They pick a Tide, they pick a Conker, and you're trying to play musical lanes to dodge it. So
I mean, they probably expected it from the bans, because if you look at Neon's bans, they banned Mars and Tide, which you could just think, oh, they're trying to get rid of. Teamfight would have, but those are two heroes that typically, if you're picking Brood, you then ban like Mars, Tide, and whoever else to like protect it. So they're just doing it in advance. So I guess T1 is reading that.
T1's turn to
They
ban.
feel happy. I honestly, like, I'm not the hugest believer in Brood. I think it's cool and I think it's a good hero right now, but I think that T1's lineup deals with it just in this Conker mostly.
What would T1 be looking to sort of round out their draft? What do you think
10
is
seconds
as
remaining.
the last pick?
They need a support.
Yeah, they have a lot of
5
damage.
seconds
Unless they want to
remaining.
put Lena in support, you know?
Yeah.
Dire
They
team
need
ban.
something that gives vision, because right now they have a catch in Conker and OD and Lena even, and they have no way of getting it. So Monkey King's banned. They're banning Clockwork. That's a hero that gives vision. Night Stalker is not a support. Some people like to pick
10
supports with, like,
seconds
that
remaining.
take creeps. Ench is banned as well. It kind of sucks. Because stuff that you can put
5
units out on the
seconds
map
remaining.
to find people so you can catch them is like really good.
T1's turn to pick.
And then on the other
Spirit
side for
Breaker's
OB,
saying, yeah.
OB Neon, what would they be looking for?
I think they're just looking for that carry. They want something that's going to scale and take them into the late game, because Brood is not this hero that can carry this game for you. It can give you this overwhelming advantage in the mid game, but you need a hero that utilizes the
10
space that Brood
seconds
creates
remaining.
and farms up a storm, and then hey, late game, Brood may be falling off. You've
5
got this carry
seconds
who's suddenly
remaining.
top net worth.
So they're going for a longer game here on OB Neon. They're like, we are fine if we want to space it out. You know, if this game goes 40, 50, maybe even 60 minutes, like that's what they're going to try.
Partially. I wouldn't say fully. I think it's like that the carry's like the backup plan.
Yeah.
If you can, with Brood mid game, you want to kind of just run over your enemy, and that's why PA and Lifesteal, the two bans, aren't those like, I mean, they are super late game carries, but they're carries that can come online with a couple of items like BKB timing. So I think that's where for OB Neon, it's going to be more about this mid game BKB timing with Quap plus your carry getting a BKB, and you feel very strong.
I think Neon's pick is because they literally get to choose whether they go two ways. Either they scale into it or they just beat the tempo,
Luna,
and they're
choose
beating
your
the tempo.
hero.
Luna is a super fast-paced carry. Quap and Lion and Scar Brood, all these heroes are really fast, and Neon are gonna like take advantage of that. They're gonna try and win their lanes, do really well, take map control, get Roche, and then end. That's kind of their. Maybe they end with the second Aegis, but that's basically their game plan. They want to be faster than T1. T1 are like, they want this game to go a bit later. They want to just basically live through the period where OB Neon are just gonna try and dumpster them.
Well, final thoughts for these two drafts. Which team do you guys favor?
It's really tough. It's just to me, it's like two totally different play styles.
Yeah.
If OB Neon can execute the Brood with a Luna carry and like just snowball over the game, definitely winnable for them. This will be the first time they're playing a fast-paced game, but I think I'll give T1 a slight edge though, because they have got Kunkka and Legion against the Brood.
I think Brood's less about the spiders now, to the point where I'm not that worried about the LC. However, I believe in T1's ability to execute harder. I think Neon's draft on maybe a stronger team would worry me slightly, but I think the supports are pretty like abusable, and I think T1 now have a support in Legion that can run in and give it that vision flat catch, and I think their ability to catch and be good. They can do it. I think T1 is just a better team.
Alrighty, well, we'll see if both of you guys are going to be right. But for now, we are going to hand over to John and MLP Dota, the casters, for game number 1.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the second half of Tour 1 for the SCA DPC, and it is naturally MLP Dota and Next Fire. John, you look smashed smashing today's. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling great, you know. Been lonely without some Dota. We're back in it. We've got a great match for us as well. T1 versus Neon. Neon winning the Huya Cup out of nowhere, getting some Div 1 Chinese teams to get there. And they bring out an interesting draft on both ends. Like, we're seeing the Savage Kunkka come out, and you and I were having a discussion about that. We were thinking maybe T1, this is a psychological play, because Neon did this with Palos before. Savage, we haven't seen that safely in Kunkka a lot, but it is something that has worked for a lot of different teams, so maybe T1 just wants to bring it back, show Neon who's the real boss here.
Potentially, John. I think it's more so as well, you can just kind of let Carl carry the game on this laner if you so wish, and yeah, I mean, you can run the Kunkka Pos 1 as more as a utility core for Savage. I mean, I'm sure he's going to be doing just fine as we do get into game number 1. The T1, John, they are yet to drop a game here. OB Neon, I realize they just won the Huya Cup, but it's still T1 they're up against. It's going to be a pretty rough matchup for them, but I dare say, considering the momentum they have from that previous tournament, they might be feeling confident.
Yeah, I'd say, you know, after the first half of DPC didn't quite line up for Neon, winning a cup like that up against those big teams would give you a huge boost. And, you know, talking to Mamang Dai, it does feel like the team has in shoe now. They feel confident. They feel like the comps have improved. So we'll see if that translates here towards the other Southeast Asian teams. These are still tough opponents they have to play against.
Level 1 fight, John. That could be a big level 1 fight. Palos, he's going to back off. He won't risk it, so why not? He'll just take the bounty. Going to be a 2 for 2 anyway. This will go be Neon. They're just trying to get a little bit greedy for the third. And this is where things will get really interesting when the laning phase does break out. I mean, currently for the Broodmother at the very least for Enryu, obviously he's kind of countered here by Savage on that Kunkka. But you don't really have to worry about the Spiderlings anyway up until level 6. So how does this matchup go between the Brood and the Kunkka as the supports do kind of get going already? Whitemon and Nama just kind of going at it in the jungle. But talk to me about this core matchup at the bot lane.
It's a bit back and forth. I'd say there are ways for the Brute to play this, especially with, you know, playing with that insatiable hunger once it's up, the Silken Bulla and the Mischance up against 2 melee heroes. Makes it tough for T1 to kind of counteract that aggression, and you're already seeing Norman just doing great work with his range advantage, spamming out the concussive, trying to zone out Savage, trying to zone out Whitemon. The Ogre Magi just wants to run up, put his body forward, but he can't really trade against this guy. You have too little move speed, he doesn't have like a Windlace or Brown Boots or even Orb of Venom to kind of chase down Narman here, so you can't really get that early laning value from Whitemon that you'd want from the Ogre, and that could lead to maybe a slightly slower start for Savage, especially while Enryu builds levels up.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll have a look at that mid lane as well. You will see Mamang Daya against Karlan. I mean, Karlan, this laner, John, he's very, very dangerous. I mean, he's a clinical laner player. And Mamang Daya, we've seen him on the quad before, and it's not too bad, but I dare say Carl, who have a pretty big advantage in this laning phase, and you're already kind of seeing it. In 8-3 in terms of CS, and Mamang Daya, John, he's only got 1 CS so far. Just 1.
Yeah, it's a painful lane for Mamang Daya. Carl has superior range. He's got the harassment out with the Dragon Slave as well. Daya did opt for the value point in Shadow Strike. Didn't go for the blink out to just kind of jump in and out of the creep wave. Try to get farm or maybe secure some water rune, so that could slow down the pace as well. And for a Quap, this is not good news. You kind of want the snowball, build into your Orchid, build into whatever you want first, and start running around using that magic.
Lane, Cuckoo. Oh, they managed to get a bing first. Cuckoo, he will be the second to drop. Don't know who that's really more worthwhile for, but at the very least, you do split the gold there for a bing. Palos does at least get a kill for himself. So I'd say it's a fairly even trade at that top lane. Palos still seemingly very happy on that Luna in this laning phase, so I'm sure he's happy with that bonus goal.
Yeah, it's a little bit more EXP for Palos as well, as he does receive that kill without support to share the EXP. It's a better ride for the Luna to build up, start getting more points in the Luna Blessing, maybe a little more in the Beam if you want to be aggressive in this lane, and you certainly can be. You've got the Lion for the chain stuns, you've got some decent magic damage from Luna once the Lucent Beam has been built up, and can kind of just run and gun. For the side of T1 here, you do have a lot of saves. I mean, you've got the press the attack to purge off some of the stuns, you've got the arc, the imprisonment once that's up on Cuckoo as well to hold him off. But it looks like Cuckoo is focusing in on that harassment, right? Going for the Arcane Orb, going for the shove out, and you can see the back and forth between everyone here. Gotta love it.
Let's do this! Too many voice lines these days, John. There's too many voice lines to play as well. I mean, you and I were talking about this earlier on during the draft. There's no need for casters anymore. The players will just call out the calls these days.
Yeah, we are running out of a job, Mike, but you got to stay here. Got to do our best trying to fight Aghanims, stealing all the spotlight. Still, in the lanes are still breaking out rather evenly. I think the standout lane's still that mid. Like, if Mamangai doesn't find a way to recover in that mid, it's going to be rough for him. He can still play in the small caps, but again, your quap pacing here is slowing down extremely well, and that is going to kind of not align Neon's power spikes, because you want that quap to be online with a Brood to start running around, buying space for the Luna. And this kind of start from Mamangai just doesn't enable that.
Oh, top lane, a Bang. Being charged down a little bit here by Zephyr, but looks like he's going to be able to fight back. In fact, now Palos is going to move in. A Bang is still dropping low, but Zephyr's even lower. It looks like he's going to be okay with the press the attack. He'll heal himself up. A Bang will get the salve out. Palos just coming in at the right time to make sure Zephyr couldn't continue the chase, but now a quick imprisonment. Getting that kind of warning shot out there for Palos. Still, I'd still say Palos is having a relatively good time considering who he's up against. OB Neon, I mean, all things being said, not too bad so far, apart from maybe that mid lane.
Yeah, I think the side lanes are holding out fairly well. Enryu is starting to drop a bit low in his bot lane, but they're also applying harassment onto Savage. The back and forth is still in play for Neon down, but you have to worry about giving that kill away, though.
Yeah, Fire Blast Ignite is there, and he will slowly burn out to Whitemon. Savage not even required to help out with that kill, and well, Whitemon, he gets it done. Enryu just sticking around a bit too long.
Yeah, and all things considered for the Brood, it is a bit of a slower lane. You're falling a bit behind in CS. You're not really slowing down Savage, but the same could be said for Cuckoo's off-lane OD. So you're kind of just giving the safe laners what they want on either side. I think that does hurt Neon maybe just a little bit more. Again, you kind of want the Broodmother up and running fast to hit those power spikes and really start working these lanes out, getting the shove out, those spider links when you hit level 6.
Don't burn your fingers.
Looks like for Enryu, it's going to be a bit slower than you want here as well.
Let's do this!
Certainly so. He's about to hit that. Well, actually, I say that he's level 3 right now on that Brood, so definitely a pretty rough time as Savage has overtaken at level 4. You can't even get the pulls off either, and that's one of the positives about having something like a tanky Ogre as your support. But as I say that, they do try to dive him. Nice TP out though, and Whitemon, he'll be just fine. No way to cancel down this bot lane, and he does successfully block the large cap pull.
Yeah, just good moves out from Whitemon. That could be something concerning for Neon down the line. They only have the stun on their line, really. Maybe the mini stun from your Luna as well if you want that loosened beam. But for the most part, if someone TPs out of you and you don't have the Luna or Lion, they're probably just going to get away. So Neon's going to have to be careful about that. They do have burst damage to play with, especially once their Brood is up and running. But in these early laning phases, locking in something like Whitemon, who has reached level 4 and is really tanky now, is just really difficult to work with. Even Savage, right? Like, Arkunk is level 4 now as well, about to hit 5. He's not the easiest to burst for Narman and Enryu, and that just means Savage is going to keep farming up here.
Enryu is going to move in a little bit there onto Whitemon, but won't bother trying. There's the bowler out, but that's about it. Mid lane, we do have a bit of a rotation here from Zephyr, but I doubt there's much he can do on the LC. He's just securing the power into that 6-minute mark, as we do see a Bang move in as well. Invis rune is there, but a nice deny away from a Bang. And tips out for Carl. Zephyr, he just moved back a little bit too quickly, and a Bang just kind of denies it off.
Nice little takeaway from a Bang. Of course, that does mean that Mamangaya isn't getting his top up as well, but you're keeping Carl in check. Still, your Leon still in a really good position here, Mike. He's still at 42-16 compared to Mamangaya 23-0. Your Quap is still suffering despite kind of evening out the rune control here, and there's going to have to be recovery from Mamangaya somewhere else. Maybe in the jungle, but then you're sharing jungle farm with Palace's Luna. Your farm part, he starts to not really line up there, although Cuckoo's got the meteor hammer here.
He might go now, but no, he's already used it. In fact, a Bang now going to turn around with Palos, but a Bang, he's dropping way too low. He might go down, but no, Cuckoo. He's still in trouble. Press the attack does help out, and now Zephyr's the one in danger. Cuckoo's still trying to help. Nice imprisonment just in the nick of time. And Zephyr somehow makes it out. OB Neon, they'll be a little bit annoyed about that one as they miss both kills. And T1, they do not need to back to the fountain. They can stick around.
They can just keep healing up. You do not have the same amount of regen just yet on the side of Neon, so Aubing's hanging around really low. And this is a bit of the opposite problem we were seeing from Neon in the bot lane. In the top lane, again, they've got the mini stun from the Unimike, they've got the line stuns as well. So it's harder for Cuckoo to just play Astral into Meteor Hammer. You actually have to control both of those heroes. You have to zone out one or the other if you want to go for that kill. And that does mean for Cuckoo, it's going to be a bit harder to go for this kill for the hammer.
Nice insatiable hunger. He pops it off. He hits a creep just before the final hit comes in from Savage. Enryu barely surviving with his life intact, but it looks like they do want to try and get aggressive here with this big creep wave. I mean, Savage does have the boat up. X is available now. He'll throw a torrent into the boat, but he misses the torrent. In the meantime, though, they do end up killing off Mamangdaya in the mid lane. Carl able to finish him off pretty much on his own. And keep in mind, John, Carl is currently 2 levels ahead of the Queen of Pain. In fact, now only 1 level, but by the time she does respawn, it will be 2 once again.
Yeah, it's a bit of a toughie there from Mamangdaya. They're already building stacks up to help out. Kuku does manage to get the hammer drop. He does manage to burst on Aubing, who was still hanging around with very low HP from the top lane. Still no region coming out, easily punished. Nice cleanup there from Kuku, but the concern still amounts for Neon. What was an even laning start is starting to lag behind here. Mike, 4-1, 3k lead for T1, all really down to mostly the mid. I think that big difference is really just coming down to Carl dominating Mamangdaya. And again, you're going to have this Quap recover in the jungle. Is taking a nice triple stack in large camp. There's some good income coming in, but that is, you know, income that's not going to your Luna, not going to your Brood. And that is something to be concerned about because that farm distribution still isn't the cleanest for Neon.
I mean, it's just such a slow game for Mamangdaya. I mean, you talked about it already, John, but even with these creeps being cleared out, he's not even going to hit 3k net worth yet. I mean, he's still just about 2k behind Carl in that lane on. We talked about the XP already, but there is a level difference between the 2 mid laners. It's a Carl laner, Johnny. He's known to really perform on this hero. It looks like he's already off to a great start. Only behind 23 Savage at the moment in terms of farm.
Tower is under attack.
And right now, there's just no necessity for him to rotate anywhere. He's just happy to keep free farming. He's got the haste rune in the bottle. He'll pop it now. I don't know if we see rotation. He's thinking about it, though. Carl, he'll move forward. But no rotation to come. No stun to land either. Continues to clear out the creep wave.
But look at that movement. It forces 3 heroes mid from Neon's end. The 2 supports have to hang around to ensure Daya doesn't get jumped. That frees up the side lanes for the course of T1 to just keep farming up as well, and just kind of keeps them locked in. Although...
Oh, no power in top. Mamangdaya gonna jump in. They'll try for the kill onto Carl, but he's way too tanky. Zephyr instead now. He'll chase down Mamangdaya. And the torrent, oh, it's gonna land just on the edge. 23 Savage picks him off. Zephyr the one to take the kill, and well, when you've got a meteor hammer, John, in that mid lane, you may as well hit the T1 tower with it.
You get them good channel off, dropping that tower a bit low. They could set up for a bit of a shove-in. Does look like they will just break back to the lanes and keep farming up. Once Carl does come back, Luna does have enough right click to do that by herself. So you're getting a lot out of your rotations here from T1. That does buy Neon a little bit of space to farm up, but Enryu does hit level 7, has the Spiralings up, but we're seeing that issue we talked about. Savage can clear it out, Zephyr can clear it out with the overwhelming odds as well. So the Spiderling spam from Enryu is going to be really hard to push off and kind of just use to your advantage because they're just going to melt.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it's just free gold here for Savage as Whitemon. He's going to get run into, but Zephyr is going to join in the bang now. He's the one on the run as Whitemon. He'll keep chasing him down, looking for the body blocks, and it looks like he does have it. Carl will show up as well, and that'll be a miss on the high ground, but eventually he will be able to secure the kill. Another one to go play of T1. Oh my goodness. Carl, that's a little bit rude from Carl. Not sure if there's any beef between these two, but a little bit rude there from Carl.
He did say not to be tipped earlier on, so you know, there's some history there from the pub. Still looking good for T1, feeling confident as well, getting that shove in on mid as we talked about. Mike Carl, just with level 3 Fire Seal, can get the siege done by himself. Ben will try to stop it, that tower's way too low.
Press the attack is always there. In fact, now Mamangdaya, he's gone too far, he's gonna die! Oh no! Oh, it's such a terrible game thus far as they found another Bing. I don't think he's getting out of this one. Bye-bye, Bing.
Radiant's bottom tower.
Another kill to go the way of T1. And that'll make it an 8-1 with a 3k net worth advantage. John, I'll ask you already, what do OB Neon need to do to pull this game back their way?
There's a couple of factors here. It feels like a lot of this game hangs on the back of Palos now, becoming as big as he can on the Luna, and Enryu kind of getting some shove out by himself. So you're relying on the split push of the Brood Mother, the flash farm of the Luna to kind of hang you in there. You're basically down to the point where you might just have to cop it from Mamudai. He's not going to be able to find space to farm, not while Palos is taking up that top jungle and while your triangle's being invaded without that mid-tier 1. All you can hope for now is for Enryu to kind of get the ball rolling with the Brood, push in the bot tier 1, maybe start to control that bot jungle to give yourself a little bit more room to breathe here.
Thank you.
T1
Radiant's
gonna move in down to that bot lane. Enryu, he'll be the one to hang around, but he might run right into the Conqueror Savage. Clears up Spiderlings, Fire Blasters there, and now, well, you are a very, very squish spider. If you are Enryu as the boat, even flies into the low ground just in case they needed it. But they didn't jump. Savage will secure the kill.
Just building up here on T1, and Enryu's trying to work that bot jungle. They don't have the information to really enable that yet. In fact, if you look at the ward game here, Mike, Neon, they don't really have many wards. They've got one defensive ward near their triangle, whereas for T1, they've got this deep ward in the top jungle. They know where Palos is farming. They can choose to play around that later on if they want to. They can go hunting in that area really easily. And sure, they might not have the most defensive wards on T1's end as well, but they don't need it. They're the ones playing aggressive anyway. The only real spots they're watching is that top jungle and the Roshan, just in case something sneaky comes in with a Brood. But you don't have enough from Enryu to even sustain a early Rosh yet. So Neon are just not finding the early power spikes they need with items here on your heroes. Especially, I think, the Brood. But we're just not seeing the split push you want from Enryu, and he's just heavily countered by T1's lineup.
Yeah. Now Bang, he's going to try and just stick around. Whitemon, he'll just move right in for the vision. Cuckoo will have a nice, easy meteor hammer.
Radiant's top tower.
That'll be another one for Cuckoo on the ODs. Well, OB Neon now, yet to find their second kill of the game. In fact, top lane, Mamang Daya, he's not really safe either, John. In fact, never mind, because they found a better target. They'll go for Roshan instead.
Arcane Orb doing all the work you need onto the Rosh. You even have that free steroid and press the attack, and even Whitemon can speed you up with Bloodlust. So it's not a very long Roshan at all. There's no wards from Neon, as we discussed, to spot that out. They managed to find a bot tier 1 in exchange for that, but this is a much bigger take for T1. 2 lives for Carl, instant smoke out. They can go on the hunt. They can start applying even more pressure onto Neon. Neon, they just opened up the bot jungle, but it's only really Enryu playing in the area. So you're not really redistributing that space towards, say, Palos, towards Mamudaya. The Brood is still trying to build up here into an early BKB. But the side of T1's kind of ready to take back that jungle with that smoke move. They're just looking to hunt.
Well, they won't find anything yet. They will just go down to the bot lane and address the creep waves that are incoming. But OB Neon, they're hanging around very aggressively here. Narman moving closer and closer on that high ground, but Savage, he's in. X is out into the boat. Look at all the spiders go the way of Zephyr. Just one overwhelming odds, and he just clears them out on his own. Enryu just doesn't have a game here, John. He just does not have a game.
No, he just doesn't have anything to do. It's just completely counterpicked by the LC, by the Kunkka. The Brood just doesn't have the army to control a lane, control the jungle even. And it's tough. I mean, there are ways to play against that. It requires intense, heavy micro. And it's just not something you can reliably do and just counterplay with on the Brood. You're just, yeah, kind of everything's against you here. And it's a very clean start for T1 though. 11-1, they're making it top.
Yeah, Earthspike gonna be there just in the nick of time. Mamang Daya, he went for the Sonic Wave, but the Hex is out. He's still stunned up though. Mamang Daya is gonna drop. They get Cuckoo down at the least, and to be fair, Cuckoo, he is higher than net worth right now than the Quap. So I suppose you call that worth if you're OB Neon.
Yeah, definitely worthwhile. Like, it's a lot of gold. It's going to allow the Atos of Narman to be built up, and that gives you additional control. Lock someone in for that big square, although.
Yeah, it's time to duel, John. Can they get the victory? Oh, it looks like they can. Zephyr, he'll take it. Tips out for the LC. That'll be the first bit of duel damage here for our position 4 LC.
Your admiral is on board.
Yeah, and he just leveled up that duel. He actually went like a 4-4 build, just ignoring the duel the entire time. And you gotta appreciate it from Zephyr. He understands, you know, we're not really gonna be playing around duel. We need a high level overwhelming odds to clear out those spiders, especially while you don't have something like a pipe up to protect them. So it's much easier to burst down T1 definitely building up here, Mike. 13-2, 5k lead. They've got all the early items they could ask for. Neon, Palos still has good farm here, despite the slower start for the rest of the team. Your Luna is number 2 in net worth. So your Luna is still kind of building up to be big. It's still a little bit too early for Luna to carry all 5 heroes in your team, though. Right? Like, Enryu is way far behind. Mamangdai is way far behind. Cuckoo's ahead of both of them. He's got the blink up with a Meteor Hammer. He's going into the Ags for that double Astral. And once you got the double Astral, you can basically just lock into 2 stuns and start looking for the Meteor Hammer plays again.
Well, they've got the BKB now on Palos, and I think that's about time for them to go for the smoke. But T1, they're going to counter smoke, wrap around. It was spotted, though. OB Neon, they had the vision of the high ground, so they know the smoke's happened. In fact, Carl, he may get caught with his pants down. He'll try to de-ward. BKB out, though. He's going to be all right for now. Look for the chase. Narman, he'll be the sacrificial lamb here. In fact, Mamangdai, he jumped in. They're going to try and go after Cuckoo, but he'll get the imprisonment in time. In the meantime, Narman is going to drop in the Sonic Wave. It does not connect on anything as the phone flies out. They have got the Brood Mother. They've got everything.
Are fortified.
Oh, he just blinks out of there. The Sonic Wave completely whiffed for Mamangdai. Now Palos. He's stuck, John, down in that bot lane. Instead, they're going to try and chase down a Bang on that Lion. Little do they know there's a Luna also there. But Carl might still find him as they are going into a Bang now. There goes your Lion. He's basically as good as dead. And Palos,
it's for you.
He should be okay.
Yeah, he can kind of sneak away. Looks like he wants to be a little bit greedy, clear out a creep wave first. We'll run up. Carl does get his TP cancelled. No mana left in Lena, so can't really hook up for mid, where they are looking to force another fight from Daya.
And they've got Mamangdai again. 5 blasts down, and that should be more than enough as Cuckoo even drops the hammer. I mean, I guess it makes sense, John. Mamangdai, he missed the last ulti, so Cuckoo does him a favor. Drops his own ulti.
Yeah, evening out the odds here just a bit more. T1 definitely feeling confident. Like, you can see just how aggressive they're playing. They're always the ones setting the tempo here. Neon, that was their smoke a while ago, but it felt like T1 dictated that entire fight once it was spotted out. And I think for Neon now, it's all about just hucking down and building up farm on your Luna, right? Like, it's still all about Palos. He's working towards a Crystallis, could go into the Silver Edge, could go into the full Daedalus if need be, and you will have the damage output coming out from Palos. Everyone else just kind of needs to buy space. I still worry about Enryu on the Brood, still saving up for that BKB, still lacking the recipe, and we're just not seeing that Brood impact that we normally see with that hero. He is still playing the bot jungle, but no one cares about the Brood, and then when they do find a Brood, a support +1 is enough. Like, Zephyr +1 is basically enough to just take care of Enryu anyway.
Yeah, I mean, he's only 7k net worth at the moment, regardless of the spiraling issue that he's having. Hold that thought from Mamangdai again in that mid lane, being caught out. Those power runes, they are not safe for Mamangdai, as he does bottle the regen, but what does it matter if it costs your life? In fact, look at this, Whitemon, he'll just run up the high ground. No fear whatsoever, just running right up. Nice Earth Spike though from a Bang, gonna put a stop to all of it. But now you've lost your triangle, and very likely about to lose your tier 2 tower as a Palos is forced the BKB up to avoid the Meteor Hammer. And that tier 2, it's as good as gone now.
And that's not what you want to see if you're a Neon fan. That's his 9-second charge gone to no real purpose. That just opens up that push on mid here for T1. And they're still playing around by that tier 3 anyway. Like, Savage gets the vision out with Torrent, plays tag with Abeng, they clear out the tier 2. There is a bit of a split push coming out from our Brood, but again, it's just not enough to really translate into objectives. Like, that tier 2 bot tower is still really healthy. And every single time, Enryu is just forced to micro the creeps around, clear out jungle camps where you can, just trying to build up the response that you want with a Brood, you know, forcing heroes back to you. It's just not coming out. Because again, like, it only takes 2 heroes, so the other 3 heroes of T1 can either just farm more efficiently or go hunting, as we've seen time and time again. Still, Neon are going for a smoke play, but without the vision out, it looks like they're just trying to get some wards to defend their top jungle.
Yeah, that and just trying to get some farm going as immediate smoke up from T1 as they do see Palos on the map. They're going to miss out for now, but they seem to know exactly where he's gone. Wymon's going to break the gap. They've got the Astral out, or rather the imprisonment into Cuckoo's Meteor Hammer, but the Earth Spike is going to save the day among Dire. He'll move in. A big Sonic Wave out, but the boat is going to fly on the backside. They've got Narman down. It's 1-for-1 so far as Savage. He'll keep fighting. He does not care about those BKBs. He's now Enryu. He'll chase down Cuckoo, but you've got to press the attack. It just doesn't matter. But now Savage is in a little bit of trouble. He may drop here, but Cuckoo, he'll jump back in onto a bang. That'll be another. Savage still dropping, but armor toggles are out. He is not going to go down as Enryu. He'll be the third to drop.
Straight to the bottom.
And OB Neon, all they could afford to get is Whitemon, as it looks like they're looking for Mamang Daya now, but they barely miss out.
The dreams happen, Mike. 22-3. We've got the reverse 3-2-2 on the board as well. 13k lead for T1. And all the tiny plays coming in from T1. That clutch Shadow Blade from Savage to get out. He pressed the attack to give him spell immunity. T1 are pushing themselves to the limit, and Neon just can't seem to break that limit. And they can't seem to punish T1 for overextending, for going a bit too deep. And Neon, every single one of these fights have been on T1's terms. They're the ones jumping in, they're the ones finding the openings, forcing out the smokes, getting successful smoke rotations out. I think for Neon, outside of just getting farm out for Palos, they need to be the ones pushing that aggression out. They need to be able to jump in first. But that's really difficult because, well, you don't have the big farm you want in Mamang Daya. It's not like he has control with an Orchid up. And you don't have a blink up yet on Abeng. Like, one of these two heroes has to be able to jump in and immediately control someone for you to open up these fights. Neon just don't have the tools to make that happen yet, and T1's just constantly pushing that point across.
I mean, that just kind of goes to show you how great T1 is, though, right? Like, OB Neon, they just won the Huya Cup, or whatever it's called. And now they've got 3 kills in this game 1. It's just not even close right now. 14k net worth advantage for T1. And they're looking for more. I mean, Savage, he's got the silver edge up. He's more than happy to oblige and just fight. Axe is there as well now on Cuckoo. Palos, he'll get caught out. He has not popped the BKB yet. Fire Blast is there. They just lock him down as Cuckoo. He'll get the Astral off. No Meteor Hammer to come out, but the BKB has been forced out as Palos will go for the Eclipse out. They've got Zephyr down, but Carl just blows up Palos. Sonic Wave does absolutely nothing to the side of T1, and they call it. 24 minutes in, they call the GG. OB Neon, they do not believe they can make the win happen.
T1. It's a toughie. Not after that kind of start, and I think for Neon, their troubles really spilled out from mid. I'm sure your side lanes weren't the most straightforward for either side. Like, your off lane and your safe lane weren't doing the best, but you also weren't outright losing. It just came down to mid. So much momentum depended on Mamang Daya hooking up with either a well-farmed Brood or at least having a lot.
Invisibility. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team ban.
T1's turn to ban.
Radiant team ban.
T1's turn to ban.
Radiant team pick.
T1's turn to pick.
Lion.
T1's turn to
Radiant
pick.
team pick.
Mars. Whoopsie, whoopsie.
Radiant team ban.
T1.
Tide Hunter.
Ten seconds remaining. Radiant team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
T1's turn
Radiant
to
team
ban.
ban.
T1's turn to ban.
Yeah.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
T1's turn to pick.
Radiant team pick.
Ogre Magi! Death. Death.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team pick.
Bad Rider! Whoopsie, whoopsie!
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
T1's turn to pick.
Trient Protector.
Radiant team ban. Queen of pain. 10 seconds remaining.
T1's turn to ban.
Radiant team ban.
Oh.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
T1's turn to ban.
Radiant team pick. Ten seconds remaining.
T1's turn to pick.
Morphling.
So
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Oh, let's do this!
Ring ring! It's for you! It's the Beast Police! Ring ring! It's for you! It's the
Anti-mage.
You may now select your heroes.
Oh, let's do this! Oh, let's do this! Now art damned. Ah well.
Ring ring! It's for you! It's the Beast Police! Ring ring! It's for you! It's the Beast Police!
Oh, let's do this! Whoopsie! Whoopsie! Now art damned. Ooh, that is some hot chili you're serving up. Ooh, that is some hot chili you're serving up down there.
Thirty seconds to battle.
Oh, let's do this!
The battle begins.
Thank you. That was good of you. Soak it in! Oh, let's do this! Oh, let's do this! Denied! Perfect! Of course.
Dire's courier has been killed.
Oh, let's do this! Dogs!
Dire are scanning.
That is some hot chili you're serving up down there. Do this! Thanks to thee. Oh, let's do this!
Dire's structures are fortified. Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Haste!
Ring, ring! It's for you! It's the beast
Money
police!
changes hands.
Must be torture.
Oh, let's do this! Denied!
No. Oh.
Be the end of my reign.
First blood! Right off the bat! Oh, let's do this! Soak it in!
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Denied! You're welcome!
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's top tower is under attack. Dire's top tower is under attack.
Crunchy! Hold it!
This guy's.
What I grieve. Let
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Dire are scanning. Dire's top tower has been denied.
go now.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Mine is truly a... I got something to show you.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Money changes hands.
Radiant's top tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Waters rise.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Execution style! Mercy stays
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's top tower is under attack. Radiant structures are fortified. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
Let's do this!
Teacher.
Ooh, that is some hot chili you're serving up down there. Oh, let's do this!
Radiant are scanning.
Oh, let's do this!
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Let's do this! Double hair coral on your grave. It's gonna be a massacre! I'm entitled to a rematch! Wicked! Sneak attack? What for?
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Thou art a devil, pure and simple.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's top tower is under attack.
I'm grateful to you. Thinkest thee
That is some hot
to
chili
frighten
you're serving up down there.
But magic is an abomination.
Ring, ring! It's for you! It's the Beast Police!
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
You're welcome.
Dire's structures are fortified.
Let's do this! Let's do this!
What sort of prize is this? Shiny.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower has fallen.
Do this. In deficit.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Such sorcery shall not prevail. Be the light. I sleep. Triple kill. Thou art purified.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Radiant are scanning.
Wasn't able to really go all in on the strength to sustain himself, and that's going to be a constant factor for him now as this game scales on. Like Savage, once that Ags is up on her AM, he's just always going to send that out to ensure that either the Morphling field's unsafe, or say the Tide doesn't get the mana to use Ravage, or keeping Treant down, or just keeping Mamdai in check. It's going to be a big nuisance for the side of Neon. They do have some ways to mitigate that, and they've got lying around to kind of burst at least the Manta illusions. I'm trying to remember if the Ag Shard illusions are hard.
Enryu, he's caught in that arena. Spear already committed, but it won't matter. Enryu, he's gone. Nice set up there from T1, and now they might be able to finally trade that mid-tier 1 tower. It's very important to open up the map for either side. Keep trying to protect, and it's one of those things when you have a Treant protector.
Is under attack.
You really want to hold on to these towers as long as possible. They've already held on for 25, but it seems like they're not done holding on yet, as they do all rotate. And they are committed to ensuring this T1 just never drops.
They know they've got to hold on to that to keep
Radiant's
that aggressive
middle
movement
tower
out.
is
You
under
need
attack.
that focal point for them to kind of launch their movements from and prevent T1 from rotating onto them. Like their triangle's very protected because of that. The Roshan's very hard for T1 to go into because of that mid-tier 1. Obineon will smoke up, and T1 didn't have vision to spot that out, so they've got to be a bit careful here.
They do, Carl. We've seen him go down before. If Nama can get the jump in, but he cannot. Well, backing off at the right moment. Even popping the Essence Ring is... He sensed something was a little bit wrong there at the top lane. Speaking of wrong, Cuckoo, he's going to find a double damage rune. Bang, going to be unable to deny it off him. And T1 will see if they can make something happen with this. In fact, they will. 5-man smoke up. If you get a good team fight here, you might just be able to take Roshan as T1. The 5k net worth advantage in Cuckoo. He could blink in right now, but he doesn't have the vision. Instead, where do you go? Do you try for Roshan? Do you go back for the mid-tier 1 tower? It does seem like without that mid-tier 1 dropping, they are not going to try for Roche.
Yeah, it's too risky. There's way too much counterplay from Neon with Ravage and Overgrowth and the Lasso coming through here. We've got the blink up on Mamang Daya as well. It's very easy for them to contest that Roshan if they haven't even an inkling that it's happening. That does mean T1's going to have to be more conservative. They are starting to work the map a lot more efficiently though, Mike. 5k lead coming out from T1. So that gold advantage you want in the AM is starting to pile on, although...
Radiant's bottom
Bang,
tower
he's going to
is
blink
under
out in
attack.
time.
Dire's top tower
Palos
is under attack.
in safety's range, so he'll just keep farming up. In fact, Narman will join them just in case they could find a jump. The only person showing right now at that top lane is going to be Cuckoo.
Gold for me.
Real jump to make here for Narman, but they'll use Palos's bait,
She's mine.
hoping that T1 does take it, and it looks like they're thinking about it. T1 just hanging around the outpost in the dire jungle. Does feel like they've read the bait. They are not going to go for it.
So again, conservative play from both sides. They know they've got... It's pretty even right now and can make it a break. I think both sides understand whoever gets a jump first will probably win out because it's all about initiation, all about letting Norman and
Radiant are
kind of go for the Ravage and Blink Strike plays instantly into the Hex. The side of T1 as well are relying mainly on Cuckoo to get a good read off and isolate someone, breaking off that fight. So they're both kind of just holding back. That is giving T1 an opening to push for mid if they want to. Neon are kind of clumped up for the top tier 2, maybe taking that into the outpost going for the rope.
Yeah, they found Tide. Henry is going to drop again. He does buy a lot of time for his team, though, to make their way to that tier 2 top tower. And if Palos can finish this off and get the outpost, they'll have first dibs on the Roshan here for Neon, so it's a pretty big win, regardless of losing that Tide. Problem is, though, they have jumped Mamang Daya. BKB may not be able to help him out as Carl's in. And they've got the damage. Never mind what I said, John. Never mind what I said. That's going to be Roshan now for T1.
They think they're two big heroes that could possibly make a steal there. No lasso, no ravage to play with, no instant buyback as well to force this fight out. The Roche isn't quite the fastest from T1. It'll still go at a steady pace as they've dragged in Savage as well to get this done. So a big objective for T1 to come out while that mid-tier 1 is standing. They just managed to find the right kills to make it work. Aegis up on Savage. He's got the Ags up as well, Mike, so those blink fragments are going to be flying out. And sure, you could maybe try to mana burn them as the line, you know, try to mana drain or hex him, but those are key spells you kind of need as well for the other illusions coming out. And you definitely want to hold the hex for the real AM, so it can be a bit dicey in using that to clear out these illusion spams coming through from the AM. And just give Savage, again, way more opportunities and way more methods to keep Palos in check. Palos has the Crystallis up, trying to go for the right-click damage build. We'll see if that's a Daedalus or Silver Edge down the line. It's fairly open for him to go to, and Neon, despite losing that Aegis, will go for a smoke player.
They're going to try. White he'll be targeted first. He'll try to make the run out. Enryu, he thought about the Ravage, but it probably would not have connected on Savage. That'll be at least one down. And again, John, it does seem like OB Neon, they are all about protecting this mid-tier 1. In fact, allow me to ask you, John. Give me a prediction. How long does this mid-tier 1 stay standing? In fact, never mind that, because Savage, he's jumped in. He just keeps playing with these illusions. They can't figure out which one the real one is. Ravage is out, but it's doing absolutely nothing for the side of OB Neon. As they're trapped in the arena, they're going to go for the fight, though, Zephyr. He'll be the first to drop at the Mana Void. Now Palos just destroying Narman on that Lion, but they've got Cuckoo down, and Savage, he's going to lose the Aegis. That'll be one life gone, as Carl, he may have gone too far to boot. They need to blink their way out of there, and they will. But OB Neon, they'll be more than happy. In fact, they found Savage again. The secondary life gonna go the way of OB Neon. And it's just way too greedy of a play here from T1. And that'll mean that mid-tier 2 tower is gonna be open once again for OB Neon.
Dire's middle tower is under
T1 just
attack.
going in a bit too deep. They felt a bit stronger than they really were. They've got to respect the damage output of Enryu, especially with that Desolator up with Yanker's match. You can just melt the AM with this kind of item build. Not much HP going there for Savage, not much stats, so they're susceptible to all that.
Oh, he barely survives with a slither of HP as Carl.
Dire's middle
Oh
tower
boy,
is under attack.
he's gone for 80. They'll leave White 1B for now, John, because they've got a tier 3 tower. And I'll tell you what, game 1, it didn't look close, John, but game number 2, T1, they look like they might drop their first game of the SCA DPC.
Looking that way, they've got one Rack's advantage here in Palos.
Yeah, he's in, Whitemon. He's going to end up dropping. Palos now feeling himself. They don't have the Roshan to go back to, and they still have outer towers to deal with. But it's looking like a great game now for OB Neon.
Yeah, they've managed to set themselves up for success here. It's down to that team fight aspect. When they do manage to get the overgrowth out, when they do manage to get a good Ravage to counter-initiate, it is tough for T1. Their only AoE control really is Arena from Cuckoo, and even their control from their supports aren't great. There's no stuns from your IO, you've got a single target stun in your Ogre, you've got the Orchid from your Quap. It just doesn't compare when the full team fights do break out, and I think Neon understands that. That's why they're so willing to go as 5. They've got the full Daedalus up now as well on Palos, so his right-click damage is going through the roof. And despite trying to play with that Blink Fragment here on Savage, it's just such a massive risk when you blink in like that. He needs a little bit more to really get going there, and he is lagging behind Palos and Farm. Neon in a good position, trying to work the map. They've managed to turn that net worth advantage back all the way down to less than 1k. Got insane farm on Palos. They've been playing really well as a unit. T1 needs to be the ones starting to maybe play split push now with the aim. They've got the aim, they can just keep waves shoved out, keep trying to build up, and hit that point where they feel a lot stronger. They will go for a smoke play, maybe force a fight by the tier 2 or go hunting here.
To try, Narman around to break the smoke. This could be very awkward for T1, but they do avoid the Lion. Problem is they'll find nobody with this smoke rotation out. And it seems like OB Neon, they've read the movement at the very least, is I believe they were under vision when they smoked up. Very deep ward there down that bot tier 2 tower. I mean, OB Neon will just walk away scot-free. Buy more time for Palos, more time for Mamang Daya. Oh, even Enryu's becoming a real problem, John. He's almost at his Satanic now.
And that right-click tide is pretty much online. It's so hard to burst him down. Just one pop the Satanic, pop the Anchor Smash, he's back to full HP in the middle of the fight. And that
He'll drop the arena. So far, a Bing has been left behind, but it won't matter because he just TPs out. Cuckoo will keep going now after Enryu, but that tide is just way too tanky to deal with, especially with the BKB up.
Tower is under attack.
T1, they continue to miss out in this game number 2.
Yeah, they're just working the map well now on Neon's end. Just forcing the issue out. They've managed to build a lot of good farm. I think the issue for T1 going forward is going to be a damage issue. Like you pointed out, it's very hard to melt Enryu. You don't really have the best damage coming out from Carl at the moment. You don't have the best damage from Savage as well, especially once mana pools are drained. The AM actually doesn't do that much. T1 will try to go for the smoke play though. They don't have arena for a little bit longer. They could try to go for a pick off, but Neon's also kind of clumped up here.
Smoke on smoke situation. Palos, he's going to run into Whitemon. They'll get in there with the Hex onto the Ogre. They'll blow one up first. Nice little support kick off there for OB Neon as they want more of the Overgrowth. It's going to catch 2. They've got Zephyr down to boot. Can Mamang Jai find another? He's chasing. He might have Cuckoo here, but the BKB is going to be pumped to purge off the Orchid as Cuckoo is still trying to run, but the BKB does keep him safe. And the lasso, it was blocked off. Was that a Lincoln's from Carl John?
Yes, it was. Mamang Jai still tried to force the lasso out and does put it on cooldown, so maybe no aggression from Batrider for a while, but still great movement out from Neon. The smoke and smoke pays off for Neon. T1, again, forcing that smoke out while Arena's on cooldown just doesn't feel like the best situation if you run into 5 heroes, because that is your main AoE controller. Whereas for Neon, they've got Overgrowth, they've got Ravage, they've got the Earth Spike from Norman. They have a lot of ways of keeping multiple heroes down. And that's something T1's just severely lacking. It does feel like they need maybe some sort of AoE control coming out. I don't know what you can really do about that. I don't know how you kind of itemize for that. It just doesn't feel like there's much. Perhaps a Hex up and Carl down the line after the Shivas could help to at least lock one target consistently with your blink in. Beyond that, it's just kind of getting difficult to find those openings. Neon, they are holding the map well. They've got the 3k lead on their side. They've got double damage on Enryu with his physical tie. That is going to be painful. He pops the Anchor Smash and is going into the Ag Shard as well. You're going to have that plus 90 damage on the Smash and affecting buildings. It's going to be really easy to melt the rest of the map here from T1.
You bet your ass it is, John. T1, they've smoked up as 5 heroes again. They're going to have a look around, see if they can find themselves a pick-off. OB Neon, very disciplined right now, not showing on the map. Only top lane being forced in, but T1, they were nowhere near that area. Well, now they are. Mamang Jai, he's got a little bit greedy. He's gone back for the next creep wave, and that may just cost him as Cuckoo is having a look around, but no. They don't see him. Do they not see him?
They dropped wards, and that was enough for Mamang Jai to back off. Like, they dropped the sentry on that spot. There was a sentry obs, so it's immediately told Mamang Jai someone was there under smoke. Just manages to bail out, and they knew something was up. They just back off as well. They didn't see him pop back in the wave. So missed opportunity once more from T1. Smooth movements out from Neon. There's a Roche they could play for. T1 does have a lot of vision in that area, but again, when it comes to these team fights, it does feel like Neon does have the numbers advantage, a control advantage in a wide area. They are just gonna play it safe. I think the idea behind Savage going into that Ags is still great. It's just that when you're up against line, there's just so many ways to clear out those illusions. Eventually, if he does get the Ag Shard as well, mana drain on multiple heroes will kind of take care of multiple blink fragments, manta illusions as well. So it can be a bit tough to just jump in the back constantly and find that pressure with the blink fragments. Up, though.
They're going to try onto Enryu, but we've seen this one before. He does not mind frontlining for his team. In fact, he's more than happy to oblige. In fact, Lasso's out. They've got Cuckoo on that mask. Can they find more? They just want to blow him up first. Zephyr, he couldn't get the relocate out in time. Cuckoo's gone, and now Whitemon will be the second to get caught out. Carl will try to jump in with the Sonic Wave, but it may cost him his own life. He has no blink out. He's trying to rely on the BKB. He finally gets out of there, but the flame break does connect. That should be Carl gone. He is still surviving, but not for long. They have got another as they chase down Savage. Oh, Carl, he's been very aggressive with the blinks on this quap, and they have just not paid off for him.
No, it's a tough situation. He's a big jumper.
Yeah, he's been caught out as well. He'll drop the arena. and just walk out. And that'll be enough for him, but they've got to be very wary not to give any more kills away, as you've committed 2 buybacks from T1. Any more kills, that might be GG.
It's a precarious situation. Next set of racks being worked on by Neon T1. They will have Arena up in a minute. It's going to be a long time because of that defensive drop from Kuki. So the hold is just not looking great. They are spamming out the illusions onto Palos, but it only does so much now. So another set of racks going Neon's way. Pull back, play it safe. They can look for Roshan next if they want to. They've still got Ravage on Enryu ready. And they can just kind of play the objective game. T1 very far behind now. 24-15, 12k lead out for the side of Neon. And once they get this Roche going, once we Ag Shard as well, it's going to be even easier to go high ground. 2 lives on Palos. You can probably take care of him once. I don't know if they have enough in tank to take care of him twice over. Heck, even giving that to Enryu is kind of big as well.
Absolutely. Who gets it? It's going to be Palos with the Aegis, and the shards will go the way of Narman, I believe. Fair enough. Things looking very good though. OB Neon now 14k net worth ahead, and well, John, I do agree with your point. I don't think they can kill Palos twice. It's been a long time since we've seen Palos die once, let alone twice, and it's going to be a very, very tough time here for T1. I think they might be forced to just keep split pushing the map and rely on those creep waves to just keep them in the game. Even then, even with the AM, with the Ags up, it just doesn't seem that easy of a task. Because you've always got to be worried about these supports from OB Neon. He gets hexed up or overgrowth on, and well, that's Savage gone.
Just taken out immediately. It's down to Neon again. Playing around with Narman's Blink so well early on when they did pick it up. Just been hunting down Savage. That was the point where T1 was playing it slower. They weren't the ones setting the pace on the map. Just giving a lot of openings for Neon to actually clump up and move around because no one was pressuring on the map. And now it's paying off for Neon. Like they've got the level 25 up and running here on Palos, 2 waveform charges, so you can just kind of jump around a lot easier onto the front line. And they already have the Ag Shard on Enryu. You mentioned the Ag Shard coming out there for Narman. So the illusion spam from Savage is even harder to pull off with all the illusion burn they have with the line up. And it's just really taking a huge chunk of how T1 can play here. Like they can't even rely on Savage just spamming out blink fragments forward because they just immediately get mana drained down and just bursted down by Narman. So you can't even just preemptively burn Palos' mana to ensure he can't shift in the fight because the illusions just die. Like you don't have a way of handling the Morphling, so you're forced to try to jump Enryu, but you just don't have the damage to follow through on him instead.
We're gonna smoke up again, but T1, they know if they don't win this team fight, it could just be the GG call coming out as OB Neon. They are very well aware there is probably a smoke happening. Cuckoo, he's going to jump in, but Lasso's out. Carl, he'll join in as well. They'll try to fight this one up. The Ravage is there. Enryu's found 3 targets, and they'll go right after Zephyr. They'll still try. Carl, the Sonic Wave is out chasing down Montara and the Bat Rider. They'll get one, but there's Enryu just chasing down Cuckoo on the Mars, and they'll get another kill. Savage, what can he really do on this anti-mage? The answer is not much. Now Whitemon will try to TP out, but he is going absolutely nowhere. 2 heroes left for T1 and OB Neon. It looks like they might have this one, John. Mega creeps up. Is this the first loss for T1 during this Tour 1 of the CA DPC? See if they can close it out here. Palos, he'll go for the T4 towers. T1, when high five's flying out, I suppose you've got to do what you can. Not many buttons they have left to press here on the side of T1. OB Neon, they'll keep going for the T4s onto the Ancient now, but no GG calls being made. Henry is right on the front line, and there's your Ancient. It's all the way down. Cuckoo's called the GG, and OB Neon, they have managed to take 1 game off T1 and rule the undefeated Greek of this dire side.
A great comeback in the second game. First game was pretty disastrous for Neon, but they hold out. Game 2, they go
5 seconds remaining. Radiant team ban.
T1's turn to ban. Turn to ban.
Oh, let's do this!
Ring ring, it's for you. It's the Beast Police. Ring ring, it's for you. It's the Beast Police.
Ooh,
10
that is some
seconds
hot
remaining.
chili you're serving up down there. I
Radiant
like your
team
moves.
picked.
I like your style.
Stupid.
That is what you
T1's
sound
turn
like.
to pick.
Stupid.
T1's turn to pick.
Razor.
Ten seconds remaining. Radiant team pick.
Enchantress.
Radiant team ban.
T1's turn.
Morphling.
Radiant team ban.
T1's turn to ban.
Radiant team ban.
T1's turn to ban.
Ten seconds remaining.
Let's do this!
5 seconds remaining.
T1's turn to pick.
Ten seconds remaining. Radiant team pick.
Lena.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team pick.
Mars!
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
T1's turn to pick.
Rubik.
10 seconds remaining. Radiant team ban.
Ogre Magi!
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
T1's turn to ban.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team ban.
T1's turn to ban.
Radiant team pick.
T1's turn to pick.
Kinker!
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Ring ring! It's for you! It's the Beast Police!
You may now select your heroes.
Let's do this!
Ring ring! It's for you. It's the Beast Police.
Oh well.
It's for you. It's the Beast Police.
Let's do this.
Ring, ring. It's for you. It's the Beast Police.
Oh, let's do this. Oh, let's do this. Oh well.
Ring, ring. It's for you. It's the Beast Police.
Oh, let's do this.
Ring, ring. It's for you. It's the Beast Police.
Run, little mouse.
Ouch! So pain, so pain. Hello, mic test. Mic test. 1, 2, 3.
Ooh, that is some hot chili you're serving up down there.
Run, little mouse.
Ooh, that is some hot chili you're serving up down there.
Ring, ring. It's for you. It's the Beast Police.
Whoopsie!
30 seconds to battle.
You are dead. Dead.
It's for you. It's the Beast Police.
Oh, let's do this.
The battle begins.
Denied.
Edged out.
Dire's structures are fortified.
Stop you.
Radiant's courier has been killed.
None to burn.
First blood.
Do this!
You lucky, lucky man! Denied!
Dire's top tower is under attack.
With my thanks.
Smart money.
Don't get wet.
Oh, let's do this!
That should help!
Don't run off. Come on, sprites.
That was an unqualified fail.
The tinker.
Oh, that stinker!
Backwash.
Dire are scanning. Radiant are scanning. Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Double damage.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Gotcha!
The wages of fear.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Call it a warning.
Regeneration!
Ooh, that is some hot chili you're serving up down there. Oh, let's do this!
Dire are scanning. Radiant are scanning. Dire's top tower is under attack. Dire's structures are fortified. Radiant structures are fortified. Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Dire's top tower is under attack. Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Haste!
Dire's top tower is under attack.
That should help! Thanks.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
My sprites are with us.
top tower is under attack.
Get away from the beam!
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Denied. Radiant are scanning.
Healing power. Don't run.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Dire's top tower has fallen. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Nature attend us.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen. Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower is under attack. Radiant structures are fortified. Dire's top tower is under attack. Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's middle tower has fallen. Dire's top tower is under attack.
It's for you! It's the Ghost Police!
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Haste! Where are you going? Come on, sprites! Wait up!
Burn, baby, burn.
Your talent.
Dire are scanning.
Treasures.
Radiant are scanning.
Images of fear.
Don't run off.
I think not.
Where are you going?
I've lost perhaps another joins the Ash Legion.
Illusion.
Wait up. Healing power.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Come get healed.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
It's no small thing to be favored by the gods. Regeneration.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Ooh, they never miss.
You are dead. Dead.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Must be dreaming.
Wait up. The sprites are with us.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Radiant structures are fortified. Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower has fallen.
That should help. Smart money. Invisibility.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant are scanning. Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
It's for you! It's the Beast Police!
Oh, let's do this!
Stop me if you heard this one!
Stop!
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Heal us.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Money to burn. Healing power. Where are you going?
Roshan has fallen to the Radiant. Dire's structures are fortified. Dire's courier has been killed.
Powerful enemy.
That should help!
New treasures.
More fuel for my fire.
Radiant are scanning. Dire's top tower is under attack. Dire's top tower has fallen.
You lucky man!
Dire are scanning.
Let's do this!
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower is under attack.
In every meeting of mine, there must be.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Smart money.
Radiant's top tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's top tower is under attack. Radiant are scanning.
Dare strike the god of war!
Kiss the good dude, young.
No sorcery lies beyond trust.
Visitations.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Let it burn. Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
Come get healed.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Monster kill. I will Mega kill sends me home.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower has fallen. Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower has fallen. Dire's middle barracks has fallen. Dire's middle barracks has fallen.
Oh, let's do this!
Just
Dire are scanning. Radiant are scanning.
Where are you going?
Roshan has fallen to the Radiant.
Double damage.
Oh, let's do this!
Ring, ring! It's for you! It's the Beast Police!
Where are you going?
Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's top tower is under attack. Dire's structures are fortified. Dire's top tower has fallen. Dire's top barracks are under attack. Dire's top barracks has fallen. Dire's top barracks has fallen. Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's bottom tower has fallen. Dire's bottom barracks has fallen. Dire's bottom barracks has fallen.
You are dead! Dead!
It's for you! It's the beast police!
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Radiant are scanning. Dire's middle tower has fallen.
Monster kill!
Can't wait to see what will happen next.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Super style!
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower has fallen. Radiant